CS 8079, Unit 2, Universal Design. Universal design is the process of designing products so that they can be used by as many people as possible in as many situations as possible. Multimodal systems are those that use more than one human input channel in the interaction. These systems may, for example, use speech, non speech sound, touch, handwriting, gestures. Universal design means designing for diversity, including people with sensory, physical, or cognitive impairment, people of different ages, people from different cultures and backgrounds. So these are the subheadings included in this topic. So there are 3 topics இதில் இருக்குது. அதில் செகண்ட் டாப்பிக்கு கீழே நிறைய சப்ஹெட்டிங்ஸ் இருக்குது அண்ட் தேர்ட் டாபிக் கீழேயும் சப்ஹெட்டிங்ஸ் இருக்குது. பட் இதில் இருக்கிற கண்டென்ட் எல்லாம் நம்ம ஆல்ரெடி ஃபஸ்ட் யூனிட்லேருந்து நம்ம பார்த்தது தான். ஸோ ஒரு டிசைன் பண்ணுறதுக்கு யூனிவர்சலாக டிசைன் பண்ணுறதுக்கு என்னென்ன பிரின்சிபல்ஸ் இருக்குங்கிறத ஃபஸ்ட்டு பார்க்க போகிறோம். நெக்ஸ்ட்டு மல்டி மாடல் சிஸ்டம் நம்ம ஆல்ரெடி அதை பார்த்துருக்கோம். ஸோ ஸ்பீச், டச், ஹேண்ட் ரைட்டிங் ரெகக்னிஷன், ஜெஸ்டர் ரெகக்னிஷன்லாம் எப்படி இருக்கணும். அப்புறம் டிசைனிங் ஃபார் டைவர்சிட்டி. ஸோ நம்ம டிசைன் பண்ணுற ப்ராடக்ட் வந்து எல்லாருக்குமே யூஸ் ஆகணும். ஓல்டர் பீப்புளாக இருந்தாலும் சரி, சில்ட்ரன்ஸாக இருந்தாலும் சரி, ஆவரேஜ் பீப்புளாக இருந்தாலும், இல்லை கல்ச்சுரல் டிஃப்ரென்சஸ், லாங்குவேஜ் வந்து வேறு வேறையாக இருக்கலாம், இல்லை விஷுவல் இம்பேர்மெண்ட், ஹியரிங் இம்பேர்மெண்ட், கண்ணு தெரியாதவங்க, காது கேட்காதவங்க, அவங்க எல்லாருக்கும் தெரிகிற மாதிரி, அவங்க எல்லாருக்கும் புரிகிற மாதிரி நம்ம எப்படி டிசைன் பண்ணலாம் நம்மளுடைய ப்ராடக்டை. ஸோ இந்த கான்செப்ட் வந்து நம்மளுடைய சோஷியல் கான்செப்டாக இருக்கிறனால நீங்கள் ஃபைனல் இயர் ப்ராஜெக்ட்ஸ் கூட இந்த கான்செப்ட்லேருந்து நீங்கள் எடுத்து பண்ணலாம். ஸோ இதுக்கு எல்லாமே இது ரொம்ப யூஸ்ஃபுல்லான டாபிக் தான் யூனிவர்சல் டிசைன். So first we'll see what is universal design principles. So there are 7 principles. First one is equitable use, second is flexibility in use, third simple and intuitive to use, fourth perceptible information, fifth tolerance for error, sixth low physical effort, and seventh is size and space for approach and use. So நம்ம டிசைன் பண்ணுற ப்ராடக்ட் வந்து ஈக்குவலாக இருக்கணும், ஃப்ளெக்சிபிளாக இருக்கணும், சிம்பிளாக இருக்கணும், அண்ட் எரர் ஃப்ரீயாக இருக்கணும், ஃபிசிக்கல் எஃபர்ட் வந்து லோவாக இருக்கணும், அண்ட் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணுற ப்ராடக்டோட சைஸ் அண்ட் ஸ்பேஸ் வந்து எல்லாரும் அப்ரோச் பண்ணுற மாதிரி இருக்கணும். And these are the 7 universal design principles. The second is multimodal interaction, sound in the interface. So sound is an important contributor to usability. So 2 types of sound irukku. One is speech and non-speech. First, speech in the interface. Language is rich and complex. We learn speech naturally as children, by example, by listening to and mimicking the speech of those around us. This process seems so effortless that we often do not appreciate its complex structure. This complexity makes speech recognition and synthesis by computer very difficult. Structure of speech. If we are fully to appreciate the problem involved with the computer-based recognition and generation of speech, we need first to understand the basic structure of speech. We will use English to illustrate, but most other languages have similar issues. English language is made up of 40 phonemes, which are the atomic elements of speech. Each phoneme represents a distinct sound. There have been 24 consonants and 16 vowel sounds. Owing to the manner in which sound is produced in the vocal tract, mouth and nose of the speaker, the limitation in response speed means that phonemes sound differently when preceded by different phonemes. This is termed as co-articulation, and resulting differences in sound can be used to construct a set of allophones which represent all the different sounds within the language. Speech recognition. There have been many attempts at developing speech recognition system, but although commercial systems are now commonly and cheaply available, their success is still limited to single user systems that require considerable training. Speech synthesis. Complementary of speech recognition is speech synthesis. A notion of being able to converse naturally with a computer is an appealing one for many users, especially those who do not regard themselves as computer literate, since it reflects their natural daily medium of expression and communication. However, there are as many problems in speech synthesis as there are in recognition. Speech synthesis is also useful as a communication tool to assist people with physical disabilities that affect their speech. Uninterrupted speech. Speech does not have to be recognized by a computer to be useful in the interface. Fixed pre recorded messages can be used to supplement or replace visual information. Non speech sound. Meaning of non speech sound can be learned regardless of language. Speech requires the user's attention. Non speech sound can make use of the phenomenon of auditory adaptation. Background sounds are ignored unless they change or cease. Non speech sound can be used in a number of ways in interactive system. It is often used to provide transitory information such as indications of network or system changes or of errors. Auditory icons. They use natural sounds to represent different types of objects and actions in the interface. Earcons. Earcons use structured combination of notes called motifs to represent actions and objects. We'll see in the figure. These vary according to rhythm, pitch, timbre, scale, and volume. Two types of combination of earcon: compound earcon, family earcon. Compound earcon combine different motifs to build up a specific action. For example, combining the motifs for create and file. Family earcon represent compound earcons of similar types. Example, operating system error and syntax error would be in the error family. In this way, earcon can be hierarchically structured to represent menus. Touch in the interface. The use of touch in the interface is known as haptic interaction. Haptics are divided into two areas: cutaneous perception, kinesthetics. One of the most commonly used example is the phantom range from Sensible Technologies. The phantom provides three-dimensional force feedback, allowing users to touch virtual objects. Handwriting recognition. Like speech, we consider handwriting to be a very natural form of communication. The idea of being able to interpret handwritten input is very appealing, and handwriting appears to offer both textual and graphical input using the same tools. Technology for handwriting recognition. The major piece of technology used to capture handwriting is the digitizing tablet. இது நம்ம ஃபஸ்ட் யூனிட்டில் இதோட பிக்சர் வந்து கொடுத்து எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணியிருப்போம். Digitizing tablets have been refined by incorporating a thin screen on top to display the information, producing electronic paper. Advances in screen technology mean that such devices are small, portable, enough to be realistically useful in handheld organizers such as Apple Newton. Recognizing handwriting. The variation between the handwriting of individuals is large. See the figure. Moreover, the handwriting of a single person varies from day to day and evolves over the years. This causes problem for recognition system, which work by trying to identify the lines that contain text and then to segment the digitized image into separate characters. Gesture recognition. Gesture is a component of human computer interaction that has become the subject of attention in multimodal systems. Designing for diversity, designing for users with disabilities. It is estimated that at least 10% of the population of every country has a disability that will affect interaction with computer. Employers and manufacturers of computing equipment have not only a moral responsibility to provide accessible products but often also a legal responsibility. Visual impairment. The sensory impairment that has attracted most attention from researchers, perhaps because it is potentially also one of the most debilitating as far as interaction is concerned, is visual impairment. Hearing impairment. Compared with visual disability, the impact on interacting with a graphical interface is immediately obvious. A hearing impairment may appear to have little impact on the use of an interface. Captioning audio content where there is not already a graphical or textual version also has the advantage of making audio files easier and more efficient to index and search, which in turn enhances the experience of all users, a sure sign of good universal design. Physical impairment. Users with physical disabilities vary in the amount of control and movement that they have over their hands, but many find the precision required in mouse control difficult. Speech input and output is an option for those without speech difficulties. Speech impairment. For users with speech and hearing impairment, multimedia system provide a number of tools for communication including synthetic speech and text-based communication and conferencing systems. Textual communication is slow, which can lower the effectiveness of the communication. Dyslexia. Users with cognitive disabilities, such as dyslexia, can find textual information difficult. Consistent navigation structure and clear signposting cues are also important to people with dyslexia. Autism. Autism affects a person's ability to communicate and interact with people around them and to make sense of their environment. This manifests itself in a range of ways but is characterized by the triad of impairments: social interaction, communication, imagination. Designing for different age groups: older people, children. Designing for cultural differences. The final area of diversity we will consider is cultural difference. Cultural difference is often used synonymously with natural differences, but this is too simplistic. Whilst there are clearly important natural cultural differences such as age, gender, race, sexuality, class, religion, and political persuasion, may all influence an individual's response to a system. This is particularly the case when considering websites where often the explicit intention is to design for a particular culture or subculture. If you have any doubts, leave your doubts in the comment section. Thank you.